We are taking a full look at the 1985 Malaysia 1 ringgit coin. We will talk about its design, its metal composition, its historical background, the reason collectors search for it, and the most important question of all, how much this coin can actually be worth. If you own one of these coins or you have seen one in an old collection, stay with me because this piece has a story that makes it far more exciting than its face value suggests. The 1 ringgit coin of Malaysia belongs to an important chapter in Malaysian currency history. Malaysia introduced the ringgit as part of its modern monetary system, and over the years several memorable coin designs entered circulation. The large 1 ringgit coin became one of the most recognizable coins of the country. It was a coin people used in everyday life, but it also became a piece that later generations would remember with nostalgia. For collectors today, the older ringgit coins are more than currency. They are historical artifacts from a different era of Malaysian money. The 1985 1 ringgit coin was issued during the period when Malaysia was using its first major series of ringgit circulation coins. This series is especially popular among collectors because of its bold-sized classic design and the way it represents the country during the late 20th century. The coin carries the denomination of 1 ringgit, which was a significant everyday value at the time. In the 1980s, a 1 ringgit coin had real spending power and was a familiar part of daily transactions in Malaysia. One of the first things people notice about this coin is its size. Compared with many modern coins, it feels large, solid, and impressive in the hand. That alone gives it a strong presence in any collection. The 1985 Malaysia 1 ringgit coin was struck in copper nickel, and it was made as a standard circulation coin. The coin is round with a milled appearance and a sturdy feel that makes it instantly recognizable. Collectors often appreciate coins like this because they have a classic heavyweight look that modern lower denomination coins often do not have. Now let us talk about the design, because this is where the 1985 1 ringgit coin becomes especially interesting. On one side of the coin you will find the denomination with the year and the name of the country, Malaysia. The style is simple but strong, which was common for coins of that era. It reflects the clean and practical approach used in many circulating coins from the 1970s and 1980s. On the other side, the coin features a design associated with the Malaysian Parliament building set within a symbolic arrangement that reflects national identity and official state authority. This design gives the coin a very distinctive look and ties it directly to the country's government and national symbolism. For many collectors, design is one of the biggest reasons a coin becomes desirable. A coin that clearly represents a nation and a period of history often has a stronger emotional appeal than a coin with a generic layout. The 1985 Malaysia 1 ringgit coin has that appeal. It feels like a true national coin from a very specific era, and that makes it memorable. Another reason this coin matters is that it comes from a period before major changes in Malaysian coinage. Over time, coin sizes, materials, and designs changed. Older coins like the 1985 1 ringgit became a reminder of a previous monetary system, and eventually they moved out of everyday use. When coins leave circulation and become less common in normal pocket change, collectors begin to pay more attention to them. People start searching old drawers, family coin jars, inherited collections, and flea markets, hoping to find a piece that has become collectible over time. Now we get to the question everyone wants answered. What is the 1985 Malaysia 1 ringgit coin worth today? The answer depends heavily on condition, rarity of the exact variety, and whether the coin has any unusual features, errors, or exceptional preservation. In normal circulated condition, many examples of the 1985 1 ringgit are not extremely rare. A heavily worn coin that has scratches, faded details, or environmental damage may only sell for a modest amount above face value in collector markets. In some cases it may be valued mainly as a collectible keepsake rather than a high-priced rarity. However, the story changes when the coin is found in very high-grade condition. A sharp uncirculated example with original luster, minimal marks, and strong detail can attract much more serious attention. Collectors are always willing to pay more for quality. A coin that looks almost as fresh as the day it was minted stands out immediately and can command a premium over worn examples. There is also another factor that can dramatically change the value of a coin, and that is the possibility of an error or a special collectible variety. Error coins can include off-center strikes, doubled features, unusual planchet issues, die cracks, or other minting abnormalities. These are the kinds of things that can turn an ordinary-looking coin into a major collector target. If a 1985 Malaysia 1 ringgit coin has a genuine mint error and the error is clearly visible and authenticated, then the value can rise sharply depending on the type of error and the level of demand. This is where online coin value claims often create excitement. You may see dramatic titles claiming that a certain coin is worth $93 or even much more. Those numbers can sometimes be based on a best-case scenario such as a top-condition specimen, a rare mint error, or an asking price rather than a confirmed average market value. That does not mean the coin is worthless. It means the real value depends on the exact coin in your hand. A common circulated piece and a rare high-grade or error piece can have completely different prices even if both are from the same year. So if you have a 1985 Malaysia 1 ringgit coin and you want to know whether it could be valuable, there are several things you should check carefully. First, examine the overall condition. Look at the high points of the design. Are the details sharp or worn smooth? Is the lettering clear? Does the coin still have original shine or has it become dull and heavily circulated? Condition matters enormously in the coin market. Second, inspect the edges and surfaces for unusual mint errors. Use good lighting and if possible a magnifying glass. Check for doubling in the letters and numbers. Look for any off-center strike signs, unusual thickness, die breaks, or missing design elements. Sometimes the most valuable feature of a coin is something small that the casual eye misses. Third, compare your coin with known examples from collector catalogs, auction archives, and coin reference sites. You want to know whether your piece matches a normal circulation issue or whether it appears to be a scarcer variety. Knowledge is one of the most powerful tools in coin collecting, and the more you compare, the better your chances of spotting something important. Fourth, avoid cleaning the coin. This is one of the biggest mistakes people make with old coins. A coin may look dirty or dark, but cleaning it can reduce its collector value. Scrubbing, polishing, or using chemicals can leave damage that serious buyers notice immediately. In the coin world, original surfaces are usually far more valuable than a bright cleaned appearance. Fifth, if your coin looks unusually sharp or if you suspect it has an error, consider getting an opinion from a trusted coin dealer or professional grading service. Authentication and grading can make a major difference, especially if the coin appears to be a premium example. The 1985 Malaysia 1 ringgit coin is also interesting because it represents a wider trend in coin collecting. Many collectors today are no longer focused only on gold, silver, or ancient coins. World coins from the late 20th century are getting more attention than ever before. Coins from Malaysia, Singapore, the Middle East, Europe, and Africa are being rediscovered by a new generation of collectors who appreciate history, design, and the thrill of finding overlooked value in everyday objects. That is one reason coins like the 1985 1 ringgit keep showing up in discussions, videos, and collector groups. There is also a strong nostalgia factor behind this coin. For people who grew up seeing these large Malaysian coins, the piece is more than metal. It is a memory of a specific time and place. Nostalgia can be a powerful force in collecting because it creates emotional demand. When a coin reminds people of childhood, family, travel, old shops, and daily life from decades ago, it becomes more desirable than a coin with no story attached to it. And the 1985 date itself adds another layer of interest. Coins from specific years often attract people who collect by date or who search for coins connected to important periods in a country's history. Even if the coin is not the rarest date in the series, the year still matters because collectors often want to build complete sets. That means they need coins from each year, and each date creates another reason for someone to look for this piece. So can a 1985 Malaysia 1 ringgit coin really be worth $93? Yes, it is possible under the right circumstances, especially if the coin is in exceptional condition or has a collectible error or a special market appeal. But it is important to understand that not every 1985 ringgit coin will automatically reach that price. The actual value depends on condition, authenticity, collector demand, and whether the coin has something that makes it stand out from ordinary examples. In the world of coins, small differences can create huge changes in price. That is why this coin is worth checking carefully. Even if your piece does not turn out to be a high-dollar rarity, it is still a fascinating collectible from Malaysia's monetary history. It is a coin with a bold design, a strong physical presence, and a story connected to a past era of circulation. For many collectors, that alone makes it worth keeping. If you have this coin in your collection, take a close look at it today. Check the date, inspect the condition, study the details, and see whether it has anything unusual that could increase its value. Sometimes the most exciting coin discoveries begin with a single old piece sitting unnoticed in a box or drawer for years. The 1985 Malaysia 1 ringgit coin proves that old world coins can still surprise us. A coin that once passed from hand to hand in everyday life can later become a collectible item that sparks curiosity, research, and excitement all over again. That is what makes coin collecting so addictive. Every old coin carries a story, and sometimes that story can lead to real value. If you enjoy discovering rare and valuable coins from around the world, make sure you keep checking your old collections, because the next coin you find could be the one everyone else overlooked. And if you already own the 1985 Malaysia 1 ringgit coin, you now know exactly why collectors continue to pay attention to it.